Zoom is talking to Facebook now. My fingers crossed. We'll be live soon. Yeah, so we are on Facebook. And stop the music. And there we go. So good evening again. Once again, type yes in the chat if you can see me. If you can hear me. Type yes in the chat, please, if you can hear me. Choose virtual background. No. Okay. Am I audible? Yes, good. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining tonight. I'm so appreciative of the fact that you are here. So today is the second day of the Business and Personal Growth Summit, and it's an event where we come together as women, number one, to share ideas, because I believe that in the word that sharing is caring. Most of the time, some of us have some ideas, others don't, or they have different ideas. And for us to come together in one platform and sort of share the ideas is a way of empowering us and helping us to grow in our various lives, in our businesses, and indeed in whatever we desire to do in life. So welcome again. I think I've welcomed a few of you, but I welcome Grace. I welcome Veronica. You are most welcome, and Pastor Catherine is here as well. Now, in today's session, we have two powerful speakers, and I'm really excited that these ladies are going to be spending their time sharing their expertise with us. These are seasoned speakers, and by God's grace, the message that they are going to bring us is going to be a message that would potentially transform someone's life, and also help us to learn one or two things to be able to move forward with whatever it is that we desire to do. I think it's Jim Rohn who says that, motivation is like bathing. You can't say that I bathed yesterday, and for that reason, I won't bath today. And so for that, we need to keep motivating each other. One special lady who knows how to do that, I'll be introducing her soon, is Elizabeth. I've heard her speak, and when she's speaking about, the power within, the power in us to be able to take hold and do things for ourselves is incredible. She's going to be speaking about how we can use our own God-given talent to sort of to motivate us. I think the recording, I stopped the recording earlier. Just give me a second. Sorry about that. I need to resume the recording, otherwise. Okay. So yes, again, we are going to have an amazing time tonight. I am so excited because I know the value that these ladies are going to bring to the table as far as this event is concerned, or tonight is concerned. Pastor Catherine is the wellness and health and wellness coach, and she is going to be talking to us about how we can keep our bodies, like, we need to empower ourselves. If we talk about empowerment, empowerment has various segments or various facets. But when it comes to our body, we all know that health is wealth. If you're not healthy, guess what? Life can be pretty difficult. And so to get somebody who has walked the walk, she's not just talking, but she's walked the walk. And I believe that she'll be sharing that with us in terms of her journey and how she's pulled herself in this direction, and indeed now helping others with especially the NLP techniques, which is the neuro-linguistic practice expertise, is going to be mind-blowing. I know that because I know the things about the NLP. Some of them, not all, because I haven't done the official training. So yes, before I introduce these ladies, I'm just gonna say that who was here yesterday, and do you mind just typing in what you learned yesterday? Because yesterday we talked about Maureen, the neuro leadership lady expert, talked about the brain. And for me, it was at a different level as far as what I know regarding the brain is concerned. Because it has always been said that you can't teach old dog new tricks. And if I don't know, does any of you agree about that saying? Type in yes in the chat if you agree with.
She was washing her hair. Because I washing, why are you washing your hair the soap first? It's
Can
wet
you
one.
yourself, please? Someone has, and she's talking at the background. If you can mute yourself, I will appreciate that, please. Thank you. So yes, it is often said that you can't teach old dog new tricks. But what did we get yesterday? In fact, Maureen debunked that because she said, actually, the neuroplasticity technique means that you can actually teach old dog new tricks. And when I say old dog, it means we as adults, because it is often believed that once you grow up to a certain age, you are not able to learn new things. Now, in terms of that, it has been changing over the years because, and especially I would say that since COVID happened, because people who say that they don't know how to. Pastor Catherine, can you mute yourself, please? I would appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so people who used to say that I'm not good with tech, I cannot do social media, I cannot do Zoom, I cannot do anything technical, sort of shifted their that thought because, well, necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. They were compelled to, because if you wanted to connect with the outside world, that was the only way to do it. And so we know from evidence that even in the mass level, we have been able to change our perspective and change our desire or ideas in terms of learning to do things. But also she took it in the next level, i.e., telling your brain what you want, number one, and also insisting doing things incrementally. Of course, if you are going to change a habit, for example, you can't just wake up and say, I'm not going to, I'm not going to smoke, for example, anymore. Some people can do, but not many people would actually succeed. So the aspect of digging deeper and finding the reason why you actually want this habit. And in our case here, we're talking about about personal development, about business. If you want to start a business or if you want to grow a business, the stumbling blocks normally is the fact that it is difficult to do marketing, it's difficult to get the tech in place, it's difficult to do X, Y, Z. And of course, as long as we keep saying that, what is going to happen? Nothing, because until you change your mindset and think that, you know what, yes, it might be not easy, but I am determined to do it. And so she proved to us that, anytime that you want to tell yourself that this is difficult, or I can't do this, or that's how I've always been, just pause and think again, because you potentially have the ability to change if you desire to change. So of course, we are going to take that away from today and build upon that. I also want to touch upon the fact that Blessing talked about AI. We know that AI is here to stay, just like social media. When many people used to say that, I'm not on social media, I don't want to be a part of it and all that. When COVID came, people had no other choice. But in terms of AI, if you are in business or if you want to develop yourself in person, AI can help you For example, even content creation alone, or if you want to take if you are in work and you want to write reports and you want to do CPD, or you want to go back to school, all these are opportunities that we can use AI for to help us in that respect. And then influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is pivotal to what we do. So whether you are a speaker, you are, I think Elizabeth, who is going to speak tonight, is very good at that, because I can see the collaboration she's doing is amazing. Obviously, when you collaborate with others, that's part of influencer marketing, because then when you come together, together we are stronger, specifically, but also together we are bringing more people into the platform and also empowering ourselves in the long run. But specifically with influencers, they are able to, because many people are following them, they are able to help your business, because just imagine years ago now, that one of the Kardashians mentioned that Snapchat was dead or something like that, and Snapchat's shares plummeted. This was in 2018. As soon as she tweeted that, it didn't take long, and then the shares plummeted. That's how powerful influencers are. If you think about it, she hasn't even got, proper formal education, but because she has masses of people following her, when she says something, they just take it as gospel. So we need to figure out how we can use influencers, or seek the help of influencers to promote our businesses. So that leads me to today, where our first speaker is Pastor Catherine. Now let me find her bio on the phone. So this lady has done quite a lot of things, and by God's grace, she's going to bring a lot to the table as far as sharing that with us is concerned tonight. Okay. Just give me a second and I'll scroll to the bio. Well, me and you, we've been communicating a lot. Anyway, so here we go. Pastor Catherine is an author and a speaker. She is also an entrepreneur and a beauty consultant. She is a life coach, and that is the health and wellness coaching that she's going to talk to us about. She is the CEO of Catherine Academy and also Catherine Coaching. She is a certified NLP trainer and practitioner, herbal holistic weight loss coach, and education-wise, she has HND applied biology, BS biomedical science, MSc mental health, and then also advanced mental health practitioner with the NHS. I think she has been in this role for over decades. So obviously she's coming from a place of wealth of knowledge that will help us to understand how we can use our mind, especially in terms of looking after our bodies. So I will hand over the invisible mic to Pastor Catherine, but I need to find you first and then pin you on here. Are you ready, Pastor Catherine?
I need to be able to share my slide, please.
Yes, let me do that as well. Okay, because I just pinned you. Right. I'm just gonna replace you with me so that I'll find you separately. Pin. Okay, so then you're out there. Replace, okay, make co-host. So you are now co-host, and then I will then pin you. I won't add, I'll just replace me. Okay. You're ready? Ready? There's noise in the background. Ready?
Yes.
What box?
Turn that down. Turn down. I don't know. What? I'm on this something. Yeah, go find it. This one. This one.
You can just mute yourself a minute and talk to them, Pastor Catherine.
Okay.
You mute yourself a moment, you can let them understand what you're doing now.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Take it away, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Are we ready tonight?
Yeah.
Come on, say yes. Are we ready?
Yes, I am.
That's why I changed my background to a very subtle background so that we can have a good time tonight. Last night was great. Tonight is going to be great. Are you ready?
I am ready.
I want everybody on the platform to be ready. I want us to engage. Yes, let's engage. Let's engage.
Absolutely.
We have 15 people here tonight, so let's engage.
The Lepo says yes.
Yes,
Rosemont says yes. Grace says
ready.
Elizabeth says yes.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
They are ready, they said.
Give me a yes if you're ready. Put you on the
They
chat.
have put yes in. Yeah. Oh,
yes,
Lord,
yes,
mother.
yes. Good. So tonight is going to be a wonderful night. I've been introduced. Yes, I'm a neurolinguistic programming. How did I come about it? We'll get to know in this section. So in this section, I'm going to talk a bit about myself. I'm going to talk about what is neuroprogramming. I'm going to talk about different ways that can be used to help you with whatever, life journey, weight loss, business, entrepreneur, it helps. And it's a very, very important techniques and pattern that can be used. Last night we talked about neuroplastic. That means being able to kind of module your brain to be able to think differently. Tonight, we're going to take it further. This is neuro-linguistic programming. So tonight, in order for us to start, and I want you to engage, take a piece of paper and write the state of your mind. So I want you to write whatever is in your mind right now, whatever you want to achieve. Why are you on this platform tonight? I want you to write it down. I'm going to give you a few seconds to write it down. And once you've written it down, I want you to place it by your side. And if you can, open your camera, I just want to see what you, just raise it up and say, this is what I've written. I give us 2 seconds to do that. Write tonight what you want. What is the state of your mind? What are the things going on in your mind? I know many of us, as we're sitting today, there's so many things going on in our mind. Can you write it down? Write it down, as many as possible, write it down. Take a piece of paper and write down whatever is going on through your mind right now, your mental state right now, write it down. The picture in the background is you can see the lady, she's writing down everything going through her mind. Maybe she's studying, maybe she's doing music. You can see different things going through her mind. So tonight, I want you to write down all those things that is going through your mind. Write it down. And also, I want you to invite your friends and say, come and join me tonight, because it's going to be a practical session tonight. I'm not just going to be talking at you. We are going to be able to have a dialogue. Yes? And I want to be able to respond to whatever question I'm asking, because I want you to get something from this conference. I don't just want you to come and just go. No, I want you to come. I want you to take something, because something is going to drop. Something is going to drop today. There's going to be a light. There's going to be a shift tonight. There's going to be a shift tonight. So write your state of mind. Write whatever you're thinking about, whatever is in your mind, whatever you are worried about, whatever pains that is in your mind right now. Or maybe something that you're supposed to be doing right now and you're not doing it. Write it down. That is at the back of your mind. Write it down. Yes? Have you written it down? Can we respond, please? Have we written down? Yes.
Yeah, type in the chat. Yes, let me see.
You can mute yourself, just tell me yes.
I can see yes is coming in, yes.
Yes, keep writing it down. Be true to yourself. Whatever is going through your mind, yes, you are in control. Just write it down. Write it down. Yes, are we ready? So today's session, we're going to learn new things that will empower you for a lifetime change. You're going to learn something that will empower you with your health, with your health, with your business, with your career, with your family. You're going to learn it tonight. So you can see that bulb. You're going to have a new understanding of who you are. You're going to have a new understanding how neuro-linguistics will help you to take you to another level in your journey, to take you to another level whereby you have a permanent shift, because it's going to be a permanent shift. Yes? Okay. So whatever you've written down, just let it be by your side. Yes? So I've already been introduced. Yes? So I just keep that. So this is my journey. You can see this photograph. So this is me. And you can see the young lady by the side. So you can see they're two different people, isn't it? Can you say yes?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. I want us to engage tonight. If you're doing something, just drop it. Just give us some few time, few minutes to be able to kind of, empower you tonight, because you want to be empowered. So you could see these two ladies, they are quite different. That's why some people, when they see me today, they cannot recognize me because I've lost so much weight. This is me here, size 20, and this is me here, size 12, 14. So you could see the change. So that's my journey. When I hit almost 50, I went into menopause. And menopause caused so many things in the life of a woman. Then I began to put on weight. Putting on weight, I don't know what to do with my weight. My weight was growing, And being a mental health practitioner, I want to be able to be a good example to my clients, because when I tell them to lose weight, when I tell them, oh, you need to eat healthy, they'll look at me and say, what are you talking about? So each one of us, as we're here today, we want to be an example for somebody. You want to be an example for your family. You want to be an example for your children, because whatever you do, they will copy. They will copy you. They will model you. They will do the same thing. So tonight, I want to empower us as an individual that you can do it. Whatever you set your mind to do, you can do it. You can do it. So this is me here. At that time, I didn't know I was as big as this. I never knew I was as big as this. Maybe you're here tonight, you're struggling with your weight, you're struggling with your business, you're struggling with your career, your mindset, you can change it. So be able to take you to a place whereby you have a permanent change. And when I lost this weight, it was a journey. It wasn't 6 months. It was over 2 or 3 years before I could, be the next picture that you're looking at right now. So it's a journey. To be able to make changes to anything, to last, is a journey. So if you have somebody, maybe you have a coach and they're telling you within 3 months, within 6 months, it will change. No, because there's a lot of things that be in your subconscious mind that's already there. So let's go further right now. So this is me and this is who I am right now. Yes. Okay. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Can you tell it to yourself? I have power over my mind.
I have power over my mind.
Not outside events.
Outside events.
Realize this and you will find strength. You have power over your mind. Beloved, you have power over your mind. Men and women on this platform, you have the power over your mind, not the outside event. There's so many outside events that's going on out there, but you have the power over your mind. You have the power to be able to say, no, I'm not going to worry about this. I, as a person, I always talk to myself. I say, no, I'm not going to think about this. And when I'm talking to my patient, when they come and say, oh, this is a problem, I say, yes, you have the power over your mind. Don't let any outside events take your joy, take your strength. Realize this, that you find strength. When you know you have the power over your mind, it gives you strength. Now, let's go further. So neuro-linguistic programming, I'm a certified neuro-linguistic programming. And what is neuro-linguistic programming? It's a way of changing someone's thoughts and behavior to help achieve desired outcome. That's what I've told you tonight. Write down whatever you want to achieve. Write it down. It's a way of changing someone's thoughts and behavior to help achieve desired outcome for them. It reduces anxiety and improves overall well-being. The popularity of neuro-linguistic programming has become widespread since it started in 1970s. It's become a widespread. It's very, very energizing. It's very, very motivating to be able to use neuro-linguistic programming. And I'm so thankful that I was able to do this course. I'm so thankful of the impact I've had on women, on people who have come to my coaching and how they've been empowered to take the next step in their career, in their health, and in the well-being. Yes, let's go further. So, neuro-linguistics is about our thinking, how we collect processes, information via our nervous system using our senses. In neuro-linguistics, it makes use of our 5 senses. Can somebody tell me our 5 senses that we can make use of tonight? Yes? Number 1? Can somebody give me one of the 5 senses? 1?
Our eyes.
Yes, our vision. Number 2?
You can put in the chat, you know. Oh, okay, touch. Oloma said touch.
Very good. Another one?
Yeah, you can put on the chat, please. Smell. Benny says smell.
Yes.
Sight.
Yes.
So sight, smell, hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading from the chat. Yeah.
Okay. Because I can see the chat. Yes. So we have those senses that can help us. You know, we're going to do some of the things, some of the patterns tonight. That's why I say I need us to be able to engage. And if you have any friends or family, please invite them. Yes. So our thinking, how we collect and process information via our nervous system can help us to be able to reprogram our mind. The non-language verbal as well does help us. How we create strategy pattern of a behavior in response to the meaning we assign to our past. Believe you and I, we all have a past. We all have a past, and those pasts are stored in our subconscious mind. And a lot of people, when they get to that past, something can trigger them, take them to the past. I work with mental health patients. I work with people who want to lose weight. A lot of people have a lot of things in their subconscious mind. And when things happen, it triggers and it can take them to a backward journey. But tonight, all those things, like they say, oh, it's at the back of my mind. It's at the back of my mind. So we're going to look at that. You're going to see that tonight. So this is the brain. Our dear sister last night was talking about the brain. So you could see in the brain, it's divided into different sections. Can we see clearly what the brain is divided into? Can somebody give me one of the things, how our brain is divided? Can somebody just mention what is on this picture? I want to know that you are here. Yes?
Creative. Grace says creative.
Yes, creative.
Anyone else?
Somebody else?
I can see strategy.
Yes. Anything else?
To be honest.
Ideas. There's ideas in there. And there's a key in there as well. And if you can see this picture, it's talk about our brain, in our brain.
Uloma says optimistic.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
So you can see our brain is full of different things, of ideas, of strategies. Our brain is full. So last time we were talking about oxytocin, we're talking about dopamine, we're talking about serotonin. Those are all the neuroreceptors in the brain. And when those things are too much, if somebody have a low serotonin, that person can have depression. If somebody have a low dopamine, they can develop severe mental problem. So when medication is given to people who are experiencing low or high, just to be able to balance, for them to be able to function, because too much of it or too low of it, it can lead to a mental problem. So tonight you can see our mind is always full of things. You know, some people, when I talk to them, they say, oh, I cannot switch off. You know, I always say thanks be to God. As a child of God, you know, I always say thanks be to God that make us to be able to go at night, to be able to sleep. Because when we're sleeping, some people, you know, when they're sleeping, they're still thinking. Some people, their head is so racing that they cannot switch off. But so tonight, I want us to take us to a calm state, whereby when you're calm, that's where you can have idea, that's where you can be creative, that's where you can develop strategy. That's why you can be able to know what to do next. So it's very, very, very important to make sure we are in a state of mind that we don't let anything external outside there control us. Because if we let them control us, it will be very difficult for us to be able to function. I believe the Bible says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. And it's also saying, as a man thinks, so he is. Our thinking has a lot to do in our well-being, our physical well-being, our mental well-being. It has a lot to do on how we care for our body. Yes, so important. Are we getting something tonight?
Yes.
Are you being energized?
Yes.
Yes. Say yes. I want you to say yes, because I want you to engage. Yes. I want you to engage. Yes, so neuro-linguistic program is very, very good. It's an approach to communicate and personal development that focus on how individuals organize their thinking, their feeling, their language. Is being used to assess and treat variety of clinical symptoms, including depression. I use it a lot on my patients, people who are depressed, people who have anxiety, to be able to manage stress. It's used to be able to help people in different way in your business, to be able to think, to be able to have a mindset, to shift your mindset from a low mindset to a growth mindset, to an abundant mindset. That's what neuro-linguistic does. It changes your mind. It's about the communication. It's about the language you're saying to yourself. As a man thinks, so he is. Our thinking has a lot to do. Like we've mentioned, our submodality, those are our eyes, those are the vision, our eyes, our thinking. It has a lot to do in us achieving greatness in life. It has a lot to do how we care for ourselves. Very, very important. There are different techniques within the neuro-linguistic. We have about 5, we have about almost 50 or 100 of them. But because of tonight, because of the time, I don't want to take too much time. One of these one they're going to look at tonight is called imaginary training. That means you imagine yourself where you want to be. That's why I asked you to write some few things down. NLP techniques are action-oriented rather than focus on why. You might do in therapy. NLP focus on how. How can you react differently? How? You know, like we said earlier on, he said a lot of things that will come to your mind. How do you react? How can you react differently to your thought, to your emotion? How can you adapt a communication style to the situation? How can you change your mindset so that life is happening for you and not to you? Are we getting it tonight? Yes.
Yes.
Can somebody say yes? How can you change your mindset so that life is happening for you? Tonight, life must happen for us and not to us. Life must happen for us. Life must happen for us. In the Bible, God said to Jeremiah, he said, Jeremiah, what do you see? Because God wants to create a mental picture to his servants so that he can be able to move forward. What do you see? The power of vision is very important. What do you see? I always give this testimony wherever I go as a faith policy, just to build up somebody. You might be here tonight. You might come with different things that you want to be able to tackle, but the power of your vision is very, very important. The way you see yourself, the way you think about yourself, the way you thought about yourself, the way you imagine yourself. Very, very important. The next pattern I'm going to talk about is called switch pattern. I like this one so much. It's called switch pattern. I'm just giving us just an iceberg of what NLP is. Switch pattern is a visual technique that involves reprogramming your mind to a certain way. Reprogramming your mind. This process shifts your mind from unwanted behavior. I don't know tonight if you have a behavior that you want to shift. You want to shift that behavior to a desired behavior. We have emotion associated with every action and experience. For any emotion, there's an action, an experience. Switch disrupt this association by replacing with a positive emotion with a specific behavior. Positive emotion. So tonight, you can identify unwanted behavior and how you want to experience it. Tonight, I want you to write down an unwanted behavior and how you want to experience it. And guess what? When we finish, I'm going to ask you some few questions. If you have been able to come along, if you have been able to participate in this, if you are really, really engaging, identify unwanted behavior and how would you like to express it. Sister Beatrice, please, can you note me when my time is running out? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. You know, you want to create a desired outcome. Maybe in your business, you want to create a desired outcome. You want to see your business flourishing. You want to see your health flourishing. You want to see your family flourishing. You can imagine that. You imagine it and you bring it to a state of what you want. You imagine a positive experience. You visualize yourself making that change. And you keep repeating it. And this is one of the processes I use for people who are, you know, maybe they crave for sweet things. They crave for, you know, food that they should not be eating. They crave for it. So when we do this switch pattern, it just helps them a lot so that we're able to change, to replace unwanted habits, to create a good habit that will be able to help. Yes, are we getting it?
Yes, we are.
Just like this woman in this diagram.
Have 10 minutes, please.
10 minutes, yes. You can see this lady in this diagram. One was holding a cake and the other, and she was eating croissants. So you could see at the same time she's doing something, she's looking at it. But this other person is eating salad. So if you're here tonight, what will you do? So with switch pattern, you can switch. So you can have a cake in your hand, you can have salad. Then you can switch whatever you want. You just imagine where you want to be. You can see the lady with the salad, she's, you know, kind of trim. And the lady in the other picture, you could see she's kind of, you know, overweight. So switch pattern help you to be able to imagine the state of where you want to be and help you to be able to make that change. And this is one of the sessions that I do in my coaching program, and a lot of people does benefit from it. Another neuro-linguistic program is called mirroring. 75% of our message is communicated through words. Tone of our voice is 38%, but your body language communicates 55% of your message. So mirroring is a linguistic program that helps to leverage body language to make instant connection and build a rapport with anyone. So you can build the rapport with anyone in your business. You can build the rapport by mirroring. When you're talking to someone, mirroring the body language to themselves, to theirs, if they're high energy match and the energy level. If the body language relax, reflect on that. So when you're talking to somebody, depending on their energy level, like tonight, I want you to be energized. That's what I'm trying to build us. I know some of us will have gone to work, but tonight I want us to get something. So it's very, very important. You can mirror that person. You can mirror it. You can change the world. You can choose how you match the vocabulary as well. You can mirror somebody, and that help you. Maybe in your business, you want to mirror somebody. You want to mirror an attitude that you want. You want to mirror whatever you want to do. Very, very important. Now, strategy for wellness using linguistic programming. One of it is mindful eating. You're paying attention to what you eat. Very, very important. Caring for our body, we need to pay attention to what we eat. We need to focus on nourishing our body with wholesome nutrition food. Be present in the moment so that you can savor the bite. So when you are mindful eating, you're conscious of what you are eating. And this is what
Hello, you frozen? Hello, Pastor Catherine. Are you there? Okay, I think she's frozen for some reason. Can you hear me, please? If you can either unmute or say yes in the chat if you can hear me.
part and as well.
She's back.
Very, very important. Regular exercise as well is very, very important for us to be able to do that. Okay, getting enough sleep. I went to a conference in Dubai. I was invited to a conference in Dubai, and I was just saying, and they asked me to speak about wellness. And I was just saying to myself, what will I talk to these women? Something just dropped in my mind. Why don't you talk about sleep? And I was talking about sleep, and everybody was just looking and saying, oh, hope they're getting what they're saying. And that's why, when we're on Zoom, we can't see each other. Some people don't put their camera on. Everybody was saying, yes, I get it. Not having enough sleep, we're putting ourselves in danger because we need that sleep to be able to restore our body and our mind. So it's very, very important for you to get that sleep. So that's one of the coaching section when I do, how do you get sleep? How do you practice good sleep hygiene? Another one in caring and empowering our body, relaxation techniques. Learn to relax, have a daily routine. Deep breathing exercise is very good for us. Mindfulness, take a regular break, relax, and unwind. Try to unwind. Try to have a relaxing time. Try to have a routine when you look after yourself. Have a routine for your business. Have a routine for your family. Have a routine. Have a balance. Very, very important. Also, holistically, you can have acupuncture. You can have a massage. You can focus on treating yourself, a whole person, addressing yourself. So when people come to my weight loss coach, I always take them to a time where I'll be able to question them. Where are they? Using the wheel of life, you can be able to know where people are. And another thing we must think about when we want to empower ourselves, we want to look after our body, we must be able to set boundaries. Learn to say no is very important. A lot of time we don't want to say no to people at the detriment of our health. You must be able to say no. Learn to say no. Learn to establish boundaries. It's very, very important to learn to say no. How many of us are going to start to say no tonight? Let me plug this in. How many people are going to learn to say no tonight? Yes? Are we here? Hello?
Yes, can you give us a few examples that we can say no to?
So when somebody asks you to do something and you think you are not able to do it, you can say no, I'm not able to. Maybe you have an event and you have a deadline to meet, you can say, I'm so sorry, I can't do this. Because a lot of time when we don't say no, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
I know, yeah.
So don't be afraid to say no to a commitment or request that doesn't align with your priorities and values. So we must be able to say no. This allows us to create space for activities that bring true joy. Being here today, it brings me joy because I'm connecting with women. I'm learning from women. We're learning from one another. This is a social gathering.
Yeah.
And I know tonight as we're here, a lot of, our receptor is being opened. A lot of hormones are being released. Serotonin is being released. We are in a happy place. We are in a place we're engaging. We're in a place we're learning. So those are the things that we need in our life. Make time for yourself. Schedule dedicated time for self-care. Self-care, daily routine. I'm a Mary Kay beautician. I always like to empower women to take care of themselves. Look good, feel good. When you feel good, you feel happy with yourself. When people compliment you, you feel good. Like now when I go out, people will say, "Oh, Catherine, wow, what are you doing? You're looking good." Because they can see, yes, I've lost a lot of weight. And that's when I went to do my NLP. Because people start approaching me, "Oh, how did you do it? I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you." And that's how people began to come to me. So if you are here tonight, you're struggling with your weight, please reach out to me. Explore your hobbies and interests. Life is to enjoy. Like now, I've now developed a very, very good hobby, gardening. Now we are going to summertime, learn to do some bit of gardening. Just last week I planted spinach, and within a week it started sprouting. Learn to plant, tomato, pepper, onion, garlic. Learn to do all those things. They help you. They release some happy hormone. You want to release a happy hormone. You want to make time for activity. You want to be able to express yourself. You want to engage in something you love. I love empowering women. I love doing my weight loss coach. I love being in my Mary Kay business. I love doing so many things because I enjoy it, because it gives me joy. So tonight, I want you to be able to do things that will make you happy. And number 7, seek support. There's so many women on this platform that I seek support from. If I need anything with social media, I'll go to Sister Beatrice. How do I do this? If I need something with my book, I go to Sister Joyce. I say, "Oh, how do I do this?" So learn to have support. Don't hesitate to reach out to friends, to family. Don't hesitate to reach out. Remember, prioritizing your needs, engaging in activity, bring you realization. And now, what you've written down, what is your state of mind now? Can somebody tell me your state of mind now? From where you are, when you first came in, how is your state of mind now? I can't see the chat. Can you read it for me, Sister Beatrice?
No, nobody has put in anything yet. So what are you specifically asking for?
When we started, I asked you to write few things on your mind.
Yeah.
But now you've heard me talk about neuro-linguistic programming, how you can help you, how you can empower yourself. So where are you now? What is your state of mind?
Yes. Are we feeling happy? If you are feeling happy after this, just put yes in the chat. Or if you are feeling excited about the fact that you can empower yourself with the tips that you've listened to.
Please respond so that I can know that you're benefiting from this. Has there been a change of attitude?
Yeah.
Have you been able to receive this, make yourself improve your health?
Positively happy. MJ says positively happy. Oloma says encouragement, successful. It's a yes from me. And indeed, I believe others as well. So yes, Rosamond says mindful mind shift.
Yes.
Indeed. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So this is me. What do? I have family, busy men and women, nutrition, health tips, lose weight, sustainable weight loss. And also
just hold on. I would say that if you can take a picture of this, please, so that you will get the opportunity to contact Coach Catherine, please. So if you're watching the screen, if you can either take a screenshot. June says, big yes from me. Elizabeth says, encouraged and empowered. Delapo says, empowering and very hopeful. Amazing, amazing. Wow.
Thank you so much.
So much.
I have about one slide and I'm going to round up. Taking care of your body, no matter your age, is an investment. Taking care of your body, no matter your age. I remember somebody from Ghana. They say Ghana women always look after themselves, no matter how old they are. They look after themselves. So we need to look after our body, you know? I remember in one of the conference in America, they say, whenever you appear, what people will see is your face. How is your face? Are you looking after your face? Are you looking after your body? So when people come to my weight loss program, what do they expect? Emotional support. I'll be able to help you on the journey. Fitness and exercise guidance, being able to guide you. Holistic approach, it's all about you. Be able to identify and address any factor that contributing to your weight gain. And also as a holistic wellness goal, I will be able to provide you value and guidance to support you achieving your goal. Personalized nutrition plan, be able to look at what you are eating, what you should be eating according to your age, according to your preference, according to your health, according to your dietary needs. Being able to look at that, we look at nutrition, we look at portion control, we look at mindful eating. And also, we have a session on behavioral change. Be able to empower you to address any emotional or behavioral pattern that may hinder your weight loss journey. And I'll help you to develop positive habits. And it's not just for you, it's for your family. For your family, looking at your children, looking at maybe, that's why I say I see some women, they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to do all things, but what about your family? What about your children? So now what I'm doing, I'm trying to educate family about the importance of eating fruits and veg from young age. Because when your children learn to eat fruits and veg from young age, it will help them. It will help them. So I can be able to support you. I create accountability supportive, be able to help you ongoing support. So people come to my weight loss, it can be for 3 months, it can be 6 months, but then we have a WhatsApp group. You can reach me on the email, you can reach me on the WhatsApp, you can discuss whatever the issue and be able to offer you regular check-in, track your progress, provide you guidance. Also remember, your journey is unique. So be able to help you tailor it to your own approach. Yes. Now for question. Any question, anyone? Do you have any question, any burning question you want to ask? It's time for you now to ask me some questions. Thank you so much, everyone.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor Catherine. So if you have any question, you can put it in the chat or you can unmute and then ask the question. And of course, Pastor Catherine's contact is on the screen, her mobile contact as well as her website. So coachcatherine.co.uk is the website. I put that on the chat. So if you click on it, you'll be able to see what is on the website. Amazing, amazing.
And also, if you go on my website, there's some freebies on my website as well. Once you subscribe on my website, you'll be able to get some freebies. There's one about fitness. There's one about infused water. Some people, they don't like drinking water, but there's a different way where you can be able to make your water, appetizing and appealing to you. So when you go on my website, when you subscribe, you'll be able to get that. And also, if you want to invite me, in your conferences, your women conference, I'm happy to do that. So take my number down and I look forward contacting with you and networking with you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Hold on. There's a question for you. What about exercise?
Very important. Yeah. Exercise is very, very important because you know what? Sometimes when one of the sessions I take on my weight loss is about exercise, because a lot of time you put on a lot of calorie, you must be able to burn the calorie. So we look at your calorie, what you are putting in your body. We know that for a woman, in a day, you're supposed to be eating 1,400 calories. So we look at your calorie deficit. because this is what has helped me in my weight loss journey. And this is what I've been, this is one of the sessions I go through with my clients as well. Exercise is very, very important. You're able to burn fat, you're able to lose weight, and it also, help you, your thinking as well. It helps you to be able to focus. It helps you to be able to tone your muscle, and also you start burning the fat, and you'll be able to achieve your weight loss goal.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Pastor Catherine, for this presentation. Really, really appreciate you. So the takeaways are that we need, number one, to think about our mindset, because everything begins from there. And the fact that we have the power to change what we think, or to decide what we desire, and indeed work on improving ourselves to that level. And indeed, talking about the fact that, especially with the mirroring, I like that aspect of mirroring, because I always tell people, especially those who are in business, if you want to start a business, or if you want to grow a business, you need to think about one person or two people or three people online who are doing what you want to do, or who are where you want to be, and you can model them from afar. So if there's one major thing that I would want to echo from this, is about the fact that we can mirror people online to better our lives, either to improve our lives in the sense of growing our business, or growing our personal careers. So thank you so much for that. Now that we go on to Elizabeth, I'm going to read her bio really quickly, and then we get on with what Elizabeth has for us tonight. In fact, let me bring her up first. Being her before. Okay. Can you unshare, please, Pastor Catherine? I will appreciate if you can unshare. So I'm going to make her co-host first, just in case she wants to share slides. We haven't discussed that, but did I add? No, I'm not adding. I'm replacing. I'm making you the main one. No. Okay. Let me. Why is it coming on 2? I want to make it 1. Sorry, just bear with me, please. Replace is the word. Yes. Okay, there she is. Our second speaker for tonight. Okay, so this is another powerhouse, this lady. Oh my God. So Elizabeth Olujumi is a thriving coach, award-winning speaker, mentor, entrepreneur. She's also a thriving coach and has won several awards, to be honest. I've been following her. I know some of them, not all of them that she's won. She's a mentor, and she has a passion to empower, inspire, and provoke people to live life at their fullest potential, so that they can thrive. She is the CEO of Dare to Believe Coaching Limited, where she helps Christian women to thrive with confidence in who they are and who God has called them to be, so that they can passionately pursue their God-given purpose, make impact, and leave a legacy. She is also a director at Confidence Culture Conversation, CIC. Elizabeth is also a John Maxwell Leadership Certified Team member. She is also a keen writer, and has contributed articles to various magazines. Elizabeth is a resident coach at Holistic Well Women, where she facilitates well-being related workshops within the community. She is a host of the Dare to Believe Women's Conference, which aim to inspire women to be all that God has called them to be. Alongside her husband, Tunji, they are the pioneers of the Kingdompreneur Summit, London, which is geared towards helping Kingdom entrepreneurs to thrive in the marketplace. And they run the Kingdom Entrepreneur Network to bring together Christians in business. Elizabeth has received a number of awards where she has been recognized for the amazing work she is doing and the difference she is making. Most recently, she was the winner for the Positivity Award at the Women's Business Award. Whew, that's incredible already. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Elizabeth to I'll hand over the invisible mic to you, Elizabeth. Can we just put welcome or just emoji, hi, whatever it is that you need to welcome Elizabeth with? I will certainly appreciate that. Yay. Benny says, yay, Elizabeth. Please, let's keep the welcome coming in, please. Or let's type in one if you're welcoming her, because that might be easier. So yes, welcome. Rosman says welcome. Amazing. Yes, Benny says with one. Yeah, it's easier, isn't it? When you make it 1, 2, it's a lot easier for people to chat in. Lovely. So over to you, ma'am.
Awesome, awesome. Please let me know how much time I have so I know when to stop, because we still need to listen to you today. So let me know how.
Yeah, half an hour if possible.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for having me on here. I am excited to be here. It's so amazing to be invited to come and speak and empower people. And just really, sometimes we need a boost. You might be running the race and the race is going well, but sometimes the energy, the motivation is just going down a little. And so you need somebody to just come in and go, here. So that's kind of what I'm going to do today. If you've never had me speak before, tighten your seatbelts because you're in for a ride. Okay, so before I start, I want to say hello to my sister all the way from America, Bernice. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to see some people who I recognize. Lady Jules, good to see you. Bernice is someone I connected with via Facebook, and I've spoken at her events online. And last year, she graced us with her presence at our Kingdompreneurs Summit all the way from America. Wow. And this year, she's actually hosting an event here in London for Christian business owners in September. So please connect with Bernice, because it's going to be amazing. I'm one of the speakers, so I'm excited.
Let me find her on social.
Yes, connect with her. She's on social media, and I think the group that she runs, Bernice, correct me if I'm wrong, is Christian Business Owners on Facebook. So you can literally join that group and information is there. So awesome. Let's get into this. Thank you, Lady Catherine, for setting the stage, because you asked us what was on our minds at the start, and at the end of it, what was in our minds, and most people were happy, empowered, encouraged. So like, you set the scene for me, so thank you very much. Thank you very much. And like Lady Catherine, I love engagement. I love engagement, because when you engage, you're learning something. At least we know you're not falling asleep behind the screen. So please use the chat, and don't worry, I am keeping track of the chat. So I might call out some names at some point because I see them in the chat. So hey, let's go for it. So I've got a statement on there, and I want you to have a look at it. And I want you to tell me what you think. So it's statistics that's out there online. Please don't go on Google and try and find the information, because that's where I went, but don't do it. But literally, there's a percentage of people who feel they're getting to use their natural talents most effectively at work. What percentage do you think that is? Let me know. Put something in the chat. I want to see some figures coming in. Let's see what you all think. Let's see what you all think. So let's get some figures coming in, and I'm going to wait for the figure. 20%. Okay. 25%. You guys have been looking at my presentation. 26%. Oh my days. Okay. Any more guesses? Or maybe one of you guys carried out these statistics, so you already have the inside information. Let me know any more percentages coming in. Before I reveal the answer, 30%. Ooh, 31%. Okay. We're all very close. Some closer than others, 25%. Okay. I'm going to reveal the answer, right? Let me reveal the answer. Let's go. This is the answer. 27%.
Ah.
So if you say 27, well done to you. Well done to you. So only 27% of people feel that they get to use their natural talents effectively at work. So what happens to the rest of the people? Are they maybe running their own businesses, or maybe they're not involved in the statistics? I don't know. But where do you fit within the statistics? With the things that you are doing day to day, whether it's work, whether it's business, are you getting to use the talents that God has given you? Because if you are not getting to use those talents, it ends today. It ends today. Something has to shift. Something has to shift. So at the start of my presentation, I had a picture, and this picture had a statement on there, and it says, I am graced and anointed for the marketplace. Who believes that they are graced and anointed for the marketplace? If you believe it, I want to see a yes, 100%, smiley emoji, whatever it is that you can put in there, just put it in the chat. If you believe that you are graced and anointed for the marketplace. Because I want to know what the belief system is in the room. I want to know whether we believe or we don't believe, because that will determine the work I have to do tonight. Whether I need to convince you or whether I just need to motivate you and help you to keep going. What is it? So 100%, yes, I love it. Okay, let's keep going. So for those that don't know me, you are probably wondering, who is Elizabeth Olujumi? Where did Beatrice get this woman from? I mean, look at the color of her hair. What does she even know? Well, I'm Elizabeth Olujumi, aka the Thriving Coach. I love to call myself. You had that bio, so I'm not even going to repeat anymore. But the pictures on the screen give you a little bit of an idea of who I am and what I'm about. But I'll focus on one picture. So I am married to the most amazing man in the world. Sorry to all the other men out there. But yes, I am. And I have the most amazing daughter you have ever seen in this world, Janaya. She keeps me going. She keeps me going. So my background, I am an engineer turned motivational speaker, turned coach. That's literally what I do now. But if you ask me, what's your degree in? My degree is in electrical engineering. It's funny because when I go and speak in schools and I tell the kids, oh, by the way, I have an electrical engineering degree, they're like, what? Miss, are you sure? Did you really study that? I say, yeah, there's brains in here. There's brains in here. So yeah, I come from an engineering background. I can proudly say I have the degree, but actually I have never worked a day as an engineer. So I worked in banking and I worked in a law firm, came back to banking, and about just over 3 years ago, I stepped out to start my business called Dare to Believe Coaching Limited. And from that business, I've grown into different things. I started off as a coach, and now I find myself speaking. I find myself mentoring. I find myself doing loads of different things. Why? Because I need to use my talent. When you discover your talent, you have to use it. So one of the things I know about myself is I can talk. So the words are failing right now. So what do? I talk. So I speak, I run workshops, I do various different things because I know my strength. And I'm going to ask you today that while I'm speaking, I want you to think about, what are those things about you? The talents, what are the things that God has gifted you with? The things that make you shine, the things that are unique about you. That are not just qualities, but they're actually things that you can use to impact the world, things that you can use to grow your influence, things that you can use to increase your income. What is it? When I had one day that Somebody can speak on stage for half an hour and get 10,000 pounds. I'm like, what? Just to open their mouth and talk. Talent. Everybody, you hear of celebrities, you hear of different people in society, people that you and I look up to. How do we know them? How have they become so popular? Because they have mastered their craft. They discovered their talent and they did something about it. They're not sitting on it, they're doing something about it. They're doing something about it, and that's the key there. Yes, you discover, but beyond the discovering, you have to own it and do something about it. So, if we go to the Bible, there's a parable in the Bible, the parable of the talents. It is probably one that we are all familiar with. If you're not, you can go and find it in Luke chapter 19 and in the other Gospels. So this particular verse and this particular version always stands out for me. So he called 10 of his servants and gave them 10 minas, one apiece, each equal to about 100 days' wages, and say to them, do business with this until I return. Do business with this until I return. What are you doing with what you have? The Bible says that there is treasure in this earthen vessel. What is the treasure that is on the inside of you? Have you discovered it? Are you doing anything about it? Or are you stuck in a 9-to-5? Maybe stuck in a business that you don't enjoy. What are you doing? What are you doing with it? You might have had this question before, and I'm going to throw it at you today. Because one of the things I love to do as a coach is I love to provoke people to think. I love to provoke people to think. So today, you might get a bit uncomfortable because I'm going to get in your business. I will be like that annoying pain that you're trying to get rid of, but you can't get rid of. And maybe even after today, you'll still be hearing my voice playing in your mind. Why? Because there's some action that you need to get up and take. So, what are you doing with what is in your hands? You don't have to give me an answer, but I want you to reflect on it. I want you to make it personal. What am I doing with what is in my hands? Elizabeth, what are you doing with what is in your hands? Because there is something in each of our hands. I'll give you a story. I love to bake every so often. And one of the things I love to make is a lemon drizzle cake, a lemon drizzle loaf. And sometime last year, my daughter's school said they wanted to do a little bit of a bake sale to raise some money. And so I thought, oh, what can I make? I made some lemon drizzle cake and it sold. And honestly, days after, and even till today, there's some parents that walk past me and they're like, that lemon drizzle cake, it was so nice. It sold. Bernice, you will get some when you come to UK. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. So it was so nice. They were willing to pay for it. And I said to myself, wait, Elizabeth, you know you could go to a cafe, take them some samples and make some money. And I'm like, there's an idea right there. I haven't yet jumped on it, but it's an idea of something that I could do. Because I love doing it. I enjoy doing it. For some of you, you love to cook. Maybe you're actually like one of the best cooks and you don't know. People eat your food and they're like, oh, this is nice. But you're not making money from it. And yet it's a gift. It's a talent right there staring you in the face. You can do something with it. In the day and age that we are living in, you have so much potential to do anything and everything in this world. But you have to pick. You can't do everything. Let's be real. You can't do everything. You might be good at some things, but you can't give 100% to a lot of things. And some of us are guilty of that. We try network marketing, we try this, we try that, we try this, we try that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it fails, and then we've got so many things going on, and nothing is really, we're not specializing in anything. And then we're wondering why we're not doing well, because you are not focused. You're trying to focus on doing too many different things. There's something called shiny object syndrome. You see something new, you want to jump on it. People tell you, oh, I'm making money from Amazon. You're like, I'm going. I'm making money from Salad Master. You're like, I'm going. I'm making money from, you're going. Slow down. What's your expertise? What's your specialty? What is your uniqueness? What is the thing that you need to hold on to and run with it? What is that thing? It doesn't have to be everything. It doesn't have to be the thing that is trending. But what is the thing for you? Not for your sister, not for your husband, not for your daughter. What is the thing for you that you need to be focused on? What is that thing that you need to be focused on? So I found this quote and I thought it'd be nice to share it. Your talent is God's gift to you. What you do with it is your gift back to God. How many of us are giving God a gift? Are you giving God gifts? Or are you not doing anything about it? What's happening? What is happening? And the reality is that life happens. Life happens. Situations come our way that will distract us, that will take our attention. But can you come back to the thing that God has been asking you to do? The thing that he keeps reminding you of, and you're like, oh, that idea. Oh, God gave it to me a while back. I just didn't do anything about it. I wrote it down, but I didn't do anything. What is it? What is that talent? Because the reality is that we get paid for the problems we are willing to solve. There are so many problems in this world. You have to pick a problem and become a master solver of that problem. Some people run cleaning companies. Why? Because people need people to help them clean. What's your talent? What's the thing that you can do, the thing that you need to be focused on? Find it for you. That's the most important thing. Find it for you, because we can be very good at saying, oh, this person is good at this. They can build something here. But what about you? Are you taking time to reflect on yourself? Are you taking time to self-examine? What are the things that I am good at? What am I gifted in? One of the things I learned about myself from a very early stage is I love to work with people. And as much as I studied engineering, why? Because I loved math, I loved science. So I did engineering. It was standard. I did engineering. But after I graduated, I said to myself, are you going to work as an engineer? Or do you realize that you were made for something else? And my eyes opened. One day I was sitting in the bank working. And I said to myself, wait, why am I applying for engineering jobs? It stops today. I need to work in an environment that's very customer focused, very customer centric, where I can relate with people. And so I had to close that door. Some of us keep all the options opened because we don't want to be in a place where it's like, this is my only option. But actually, wait, what's wrong with it being your only option? Because maybe if it's your only option, then you are going to give it 110%. But if you keep so many doors open, you're like, oh, I'll put 60% here, I'll put 40% here. What about putting 100% into one thing? The thing that God has gifted you with. One of my mentors, John Maxwell, he realized communication is something he loves and it's something he does well. So what did he do? He decided he is going to practice every single day. He is going to exercise his communication skills. Today, he's one of the top communicators in the world. He mastered something. That doesn't mean he wasn't doing well at other things. Bear in mind, because sometimes we think, oh, I'm doing well here, let me hang on to this, let me hang on to this. But no, focus. What is it that you need to be focused on? I'm throwing this statement at you again. Why? Because I want it to stick. I want you to realize that you are graced and anointed for the marketplace. Whatever it is that you have in your hands that you can use, remember that you were graced and you are anointed for the marketplace. So let me just go into a couple of things. 5 questions for you to consider. And these are questions that we reflect on in everything that we do. We reflect on them. If you're someone who's in business, you have surely gone through these questions before. So first of all, what is it? What is my talent? What is the thing I am good at? What is the thing that I can get paid for? What is the problem that I can solve? Who? Where is my market? Who is my market? Who am I solving the problem for? Where do I find these people that I'm looking for? These people whom I need to serve. Where can I find them? When? Is there a specific season? You know, there's some businesses that thrive in particular seasons. There's some cities and towns that you go to, like seaside locations, for example, here in the UK. And the businesses there only open during summertime. If it's not summertime, they're not open. Why? Because it's not in season. So when? But you also need to consider your why. Why do you want to step out in this field? Why do you need to be using this talent? Why? It's important for you to understand what, who, where, when, why. Because if your why is not strong enough, you're going to start and stop. You're going to start and you'll lose motivation, or you'll experience failure and you will give up and you'll walk away from it. Something that just needed a bit more persistence before you see the increase, yet you gave up. So what is that thing? The why? Why is it important for you? One of the questions I like to ask people in my coaching sessions, a question that I don't like them to dwell on, but I want them to reflect on, is imagine, God forbid, I died today, or God forbid you died today. Do you think that God is going to say, well done, my good and faithful servant?
Ooh.
If you reflect on it for yourself, like, would God be pleased that you have used what he has given you to use? Would God be pleased that you have manifested the dreams and the visions he has given you? Would God be pleased? Because remember the parable of the talents. There was one who just hid it somewhere. To whom much is given, much is required. We have all been given something. And therefore something is going to be required. What are we doing with what is in our hands? Are we growing it? Or are we even killing it? With our mindset, with our environment? What is it? What is it? I'll just leave that. I keep throwing this here because I want it to stick. I want it to stick. If you know me, I love mantras. And this is a mantra you can hold on to. So let it stick. So let me give you a little bit about my framework. So believe, pursue, thrive. How are you going to use your gifts, your talents to serve the marketplace? Well, first of all, you need to believe. Believe that you have talents which can serve the marketplace. Believe that you have a talent which is marketable. Believe that your talent can make a difference. One time someone told me a story, and it was in the news, And this is it's not an example, it's an example that I just like to share to just like to see the reaction on people. But this lady, she was of celebrity, and she decided that she was going to make some money. How was she going to make it? By selling her farts. So she would fart into a bottle. I'll use my glass. She would fart into a bottle, and she would seal it, and she would put some rose petals inside. And you know what? Some crazy men out there were buying those bottles for $1,000 each. Tell me you haven't got a talent. That's a crazy one, right? It's a crazy one. Obviously for her, it wasn't a long-lasting one, because she got ill, because she changed her diet to make sure she was producing as much as she needed to. But I want you to think, if someone can be crazy enough to do something like that, what are you doing? Because a lot of times we sit around crying that I don't have this. We're looking on the problems. We're focused on the problems. All we see is problems, problems, problems. We're not seeing solutions. You need to be solution-minded. And the only way that you can be solution-minded is by realizing that you carry something, by realizing that there is something of value in you and on you, by realizing that there is a talent that God has given you that can break the back of poverty for your family. Ooh.
Yes.
But you need to believe it. You need to believe it. That's where it starts. Yes, you discover it. Then what do? You nurture it and you grow it. Just because you're good at, it doesn't mean that you will forever be good. You have to spend time. Like I said, I used the example of John Maxwell. He spends time. If you've heard of the 10,000 hour rule, 10,000 hours to make you an expert. I'm not about to start counting 10,000 hours in what I'm doing, but I am going to practice. I am going to nurture it. If you spot a talent in a child, you see that, oh, this child is gifted in music. What do? You don't just leave them there and forget about it. No. You get them into a place where they're nurturing and growing this gift, and you put them in a place where they can exercise the opportunities that are available. So what is it about you? Stop just looking at the ones around you and the kids and husband, wife, friends. No, look at yourself. What is it about me? What do I need to nurture? What do I need to grow? What do I have? What is the seed of greatness that is in me? The seed of greatness that is on me that I need to grow, because fruit must come forth. Fruit must come forth. And then thrive. Believe, pursue, thrive. And when we talk about thriving, I want you to think about it from these C's, and I'm literally rounding up now. I want you to think about it from these different C's. So get clear on what it is, the talent, the who, the what, the when, the where, the why. Get clear on that. Be confident. Be confident. You cannot thrive in the marketplace if you are not confident. It's not going to happen. And God did not create you to not be confident. You stand on Him, you stand on you, and you show up. And you shine. That's what you do. Commitment. You need to be committed. That's why I said, if you're doing 10 different things, 10 different projects, where's the commitment level? How are you going to commit to all these things? Consistency. If you are not going to be consistent, how can the marketplace trust you? If you show up today, then you don't show up for another whole month. How are you going to serve them? Imagine you're in a restaurant and the waitress comes when they feel like. They come when they feel like. Imagine that. They come when they feel like to serve you, like you're waiting. You need the food, you're hungry, but they just come as and when they feel like oh, do you need something now? Or even you see them standing on the side and they're like just chatting away. They're not see the sense of urgency. And what we need to realize is that tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So you need to start to see a sense of urgency in the way that you show up with your talents in the marketplace. You need to see a sense of urgency. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. It happens. That's the reality of life. And you need to stay connected. No man, no woman is an island. You cannot serve the marketplace in isolation. Because where is the marketplace? It's out there. It's not you. You are not your market. So you can't just serve yourself. You have to go out, offer your service. You have to go out, look for your clients, look for your customers. You can't sit around in your house and just expect the clients and the customers to be coming to you. Where are they going to find you? They'll come knocking on your door. Where is your market? Go to your market. If you need a doctor, are you going to sit around waiting for the doctor to come to you? Go to your marketplace. Discover where it is. And when you go to your marketplace, don't go and you be like, hi, I'm... When you go to your marketplace, own the space that you are in. Own your lane and shine in it. I don't know if all of us here are Christians, but if we are, as Christians, why do we have a bad reputation in business? Why? Because we are not showing up properly. We need to show up correctly. When I show up as a person of faith, I'm not showing up by myself. You can be sure the Holy Spirit is showing up with me. You can be sure the whole Trinity is showing up with me. Is the whole Trinity lacking confidence? God doesn't lack confidence. He's not intimidated by anybody. So if God is on my side and God is showing up with me, why should I be intimidated? If you are going to thrive as you serve in the marketplace, then you need to remember these C's. You need to remember these C's. Now, I'm finishing here. And as I finish, I'm just going to ask us to come off mute and we're going to say this statement. We're going to come off mute. I'll give us a countdown and we're going to say the statement. And once I've said the statement, once we've said the statement, I'll pass the mic back because I am just over my 30 minutes. But in addition to that, I want you to put one thing that you are taking away in the comments. So we say the statement and you quickly get typing because I'm passing the mic. So are we ready? Oh, we are not ready. Let's go again.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. 1, 2, 3.
I am
graced
and
and
anointed
anointed
for the
for the
marketplace.
I am graced and anointed for the marketplace.
I am graced and anointed
I am
for the
graced
for the
marketplace.
marketplace.
I am
graced
graced
and
I am
anointed
graced
for
and
I am
anointed for the
graced and
marketplace.
anointed for the
Say it with
Graced and
marketplace.
anointed for the
Marketplace.
Say it like you mean it.
I
I
am
am
graced
graced
and
and
anointed for the
anointed for the
anointed
marketplace.
for the
marketplace.
And
marketplace.
anointed for the marketplace.
I
I
am
am
graced
graced and
and
anointed for the
anointed for the
marketplace.
marketplace.
Awesome.
Graced and
Awesome. Thank
anointed
you,
for the
ladies.
marketplace. I am graced
I
and
am graced
anointed
and
for the
anointed for the
marketplace.
marketplace.
I am graced and
Amen,
anointed for the
amen,
marketplace.
amen.
Amen. Thank you, ladies. Over to you.
Amazing, amazing. I am loving this. I'm loving this. Loving this. Wow, Elizabeth, that was out of this world. Thank you so, so much. You have provoked us. You have prodded us. You have awakened us. And if there is anyone here who is not in business, or who is in business and is dormant, this is for you. Because why not? Why not? We know that, and Jim Rohn says it, you can't make a living from your job, but you can build wealth from your business. there is one lady close to me here in Finchley. I discovered her online. You know what she's selling? How I discovered her was the fact that I was learning something about Google, and she is doing training for Google. Almighty Google, this woman is doing training for, you know what she's selling? Cupcakes. Seriously, cupcakes. And she's doing training for Google, showing people how to market their business using Google, because she is selling her cupcakes to corporates. She had to identify her market, like you were saying. So in a nutshell, whatever talent we have, we can use it. And I also want to say that leads me to the next point. If you have any question, put it on the chat for Elizabeth, please. But we are quickly moving on so that we can run up on time. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for that empowering session. Really, really appreciate you. Yeah. So indeed, sometimes the reason why we don't do things, or we can't, we feel that we are not able to, is because we are not seeking help. And to be honest, there's this saying that I heard, that you can't. Have you ever seen an Olympian without a coach? Like someone who is participating in the Olympic level without a coach. We don't see that, because without a coach, they can't do it. And I think that's the problem with us when we want to do or to use our talent, and we are depending or relying on ourselves. Obviously, it's going to be a hardcore. And for example, if you don't have a coach, and it's not necessarily a paid coach, you can have accountability, like Elizabeth was mentioning. You can partner with somebody who can help you. You can model someone online, but of course you have to have a coach. Otherwise, it's going to be hard. I just want to share this quickly. When Elizabeth mentioned about what's the word? About focus. So this website is for Pastor Joy Annie. She couldn't join us today. Pastor Joy started this business of book writing years ago. And of course, like many of us, you start and you are not progressing, or you don't see the progress, and then you jump to another place, until she decided that it was time for her to focus. So she came and we did this work. I worked with her on this regarding her 7Ps model. Some of you who know me knows that Pastor Joy has done this. So this model is what we worked on, you know, how she can coach people to write books. And that is her. Now, based off that, she had the courage now to redesign her website. And anytime I see this website, I just feel happy that, you know, from that starting to engage with coaching, engage with working with someone who could help her, or with me, that I could help her get this model together. You know, she is, I would say, on fire with her business. And you know, the last time she said, if you wake her up in the middle of her sleep, she can do her presentations with her eyes shut. And that is what we are talking about in terms of you know, the purpose of this. Okay, Mary Jane, your hand is up. Can you unmute and ask the question, please?
Oh my goodness, the whole place is lit off. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. That was awesome. My question is this. I'm in the middle of so many things. The case of jack of all trades, master of none. You think you're good at everything, and it's like the clock is ticking. How late is too late to be in that marketplace? To actually, when you were talking about cooking, I was just saying myself, like, so how late is too late to start off that gift?
Let me remove my pin. Okay. Elizabeth, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay.
Great question. I would say it is never too late. Now is the time. It obviously depends on the marketplace. So for example, if like your gift was in football, there's an optimum age. You know, so it depends on what it is that you want to do. So don't let the age thing be the hindrance. Do your research, find out about that marketplace, find out about, you know, what it is that you want to do and how, like, does your age like present any restrictions? But don't have the mindset of I'm too old. There are people who are starting, for example, bakery business at 83 years old.
Yeah.
I had someone give that example. An old lady started the business. Why? Because she was in America and she's good at what she does. She makes some amazing cakes, and I think it was her grandkids like encouraged her, and they're like, we'll promote it for you. You just do the baking. So it's don't use it as a restriction. First of all, look at what are the possibilities, because you'll never know until you step out.
Wow.
You're never too old. You're never too young.
Wonderful. MJ, your hand is up. Can you unmute and ask Elizabeth, please? And then also Sandra raised her hand. So is MJ, are you ready to speak? If not,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Hi. Thank you very much. That blew my mind off. Now, my gift, I didn't choose the topic I work on because it's very depressing. And I don't know, I've done a lot of work on it, but my idea was to do the work and leave it because it's on the suicide. And I feel I don't want to talk about suicide day in, day out. But at the same time, I felt that I needed to do it. So how do I stay, or how do I move on with it without getting sunk? I don't know if it's clear.
No, I get it. So first of all, I guess to protect yourself, make sure that you are doing all the work in terms of your wellness. But in terms of, yes, it's a depressing conversation, but do you know how many people are committing suicide every single day? It's a real problem. It's a real problem out there. So if you have a solution to solve this problem, to help people work, let me tell you a real story. My next door neighbor, right now I'm facing my wall, and the person who lived behind that wall in November took her own life.
Oh.
Elderly lady, well, not elderly, she was probably in her 60s, but she had so much going on. She was struggling with her mental health. She took her own life. What do you think her family is going through? They're having to deal with suicide. So it's a real issue. Today, there'll be people who have committed suicide. Every day it's happening. So as much as it's a sad topic, it's a conversation that is necessary, especially in the times that we are living in, because so many people are struggling with their mental health, and they're struggling in silence. They're feeling ashamed. They don't want people to know they're dealing with mental health struggles. I know someone close to me who committed suicide a few years ago. He went and jumped over from a tall building, and he jumped. I was shocked when I found out. I said, this guy was happy. Yeah, but he was going through mental health struggles that we didn't know about. It's a conversation that is not happening, and it needs to happen, because when there is more awareness, greater awareness means we can be equipped to help people that are dealing with these issues before they take their lives. So your topic will not necessarily be suicide, but it will be mental health. It will be around mental health. Because there's a lot happening.
I've written a book which is called Suicide Prevention, the Traffic Light System of Survival. So it talks about the different, it uses the traffic lights to explain where the person is and what emotions are in each color and what they need to do. And I've written a training program which is being used by North College of Hypnotherapists. So they are doing that. And I know that I should do an online training, but I just feel that I want to do something which is much more fun than suicide, because it is a conversation stopper. Because each time I walk in and I say, people get excited and say, what is your work? And then I said, it's suicide.
So don't package it as suicide. Mental health awareness. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's it.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Mm.
Change the language, change the wording.
I think even for you, MJ, I think the other thing about it is because especially when you want to even for your social media or your online presentations, obviously you don't want to keep mentioning that same word all the time. But of course, if you put it as mental health, or even just helping people to live happy, for example, or to just cope with life. It will lead to that, but you are not mentioning the word that would stop people cold in that respect. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sandra, are you able to talk now? Your hand is raised. Are you able to ask your question? Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much.
Pastor Catherine, can you unmute yourself, please, so that Sandra can ask a question? Thank you. Go on, Sandra, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Elizabeth. While you were speaking, Sandra was just climbing her stairs. I was just climbing and climbing and climbing. The fire was just all over the place. So I have to blaze up.
Oh dear.
Thank you so much. I'm a caterer, but my own case is I find it difficult in pricing because the way I cook is different. I cook as if I'm the one eating it. So people call my cooking posh. So that's my value. So it's like makes me, oh yeah, who is looking for me? So mine is pricing. Like this evening, somebody called me and say, I need a plate of pepper soup for 50 people. I don't know how to put the price. I said, okay, can I come back to you? Because what I'm saying is, I don't want to do it that it's too cheap and others are suffering, or it's too high and the person is not coming back again. So that is my bit. And the person said, I still need 50 plates of suya meat. So I said, let me come back to you. So that's my own part. Thank you.
Right, Elizabeth, can you help Sandra think about pricing? I mean I can answer, but this was your call.
Sandra, don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty about charging what you need to charge. There will always be somebody that is critical of what you are charging. There will always be someone that will say, oh, that's too high. Someone that will say, oh, that's too. What's your target? What's your target market? Like Royal is in your name. Sandy's Royal Kitchen. You can't come to a royal place and expect something cheap. So you've already put it in your name. That should already create some expectation. Do your market research. Okay, so what are people charging? What is the range of pricing here? How much am I comfortable to charge?
Okay.
and be confident when you tell them the price. If they really like your eating, if they like your food, they're going to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So yes, that's your takeaway. I was listening to, pricing has always been an issue for many people. I know a culprit on this call that she's always talking about pricing. She knows herself. But the thing is that when you are pricing, you have to think about, like you said, your labor, and then there has to be profit, because otherwise you get burnout and you are blaming people, and then it doesn't feel like a business anymore. So you always have to think about it. Even if you price and people say it's more expensive, they won't come, at least you are not wasting your time. Otherwise, that will set your price. And like I said, I know people that would do that. And then in the end, it becomes like, oh, I'm just laboring for nothing. Yes, you are not putting the right price. So put the price, the right customers will come. And I'm just echoing what Elizabeth said, because that's the truth. So thank you so much, ladies. It's nearly 9 o'clock, but give us another 10, 15 minutes to round up. Now, I'm just going to show you, because we have talked a lot about what to do in terms of business. And I happens to be in business, and what I do now is to help entrepreneurs actually use social media properly to promote their business so that they can become visible. Now, the challenge for most people, again, is the fact that when someone is starting out a business, it's always difficult for them to be able to have the, to be able to buy the coaching package. So I have decided to create a membership site so that I will be teaching like every 2 weeks. Just come on there, a couple of hours, we sit, we talk, we have, I'm just trying to share the screen while I'm talking, so please bear with me. So we take the topics step by step, not just social media. We are going to be talking about, of course, the things that Elizabeth was talking about, basically. If you are going to start a business, or if you are going to grow your business, number one will be who is your target market. So can you see the screen, please? Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, great. So this is the membership site. A little video just introducing what I'm doing there. Whoever is on unmuted, please, can you mute yourself so that we are quick about this and then round up? Thank you very much. So as my business model is simply business. So as you saw with Elizabeth, is the 3 C's. That's clever. Because when you do it either in the acronym or in a word, it becomes easier for people to understand what your process is. So mine is the simply, and I'm just going to go through in the next 5 minutes with what that is. Most of you know me. I started off with social media marketing, and I have transitioned from there into digital marketing. And the difference is that with social media, you are just helping people post on social media. And what I found was that, and it can be frustrating, because when people don't understand the process of taking someone from social media into becoming a client, it becomes difficult, because then they're expecting that, oh, once I post on social media, people will just come and buy. It's a process. So the other bits that will make it work will be getting them into something like a funnel, where you then nurture them, and then gradually they get to understand your concept and then do business with you. So we are going to be doing 2 weekly sessions, i.e. taking each of the simply model, which I will explain. So this S is such ideas about business. And that will, if you have a business already, sometimes people have businesses, but they are still struggling with who to target. So if you don't know your target market, like we're talking about with Sandra, you cannot serve everybody. If you know that you are cooking royal food, people who are looking for McDonald's type of food should not come to your kitchen. Obviously, that's in trying to search who is your audience, who are your competitors, who is also in the market that you can learn from, and indeed, how can you find them? Then the I is, so I'm going through the simple model. So the I is identifying digital platform. The digital platform, i.e., social media platform, website, or even other professional side, which of them will be best for you? For some people, it will just be social media. For others, they will need a website. For others, it will just be partnering with some other professional website or directorate that will help them promote the business. So we'll be going through these pillars to get you to understand how you can think creatively in terms of promoting your business. Mastering your business process. If you don't have a plan, if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a why you are doing the business, obviously, at some point you are going to plateau, or different challenges will come and you will give up. Trust me, when I started with many people. I don't hear anything about them anymore. It is not that they are not willing, but when pressures come, people normally will give up. So you want to have that in set stone, i.e., you know your why, you know your vision, your mission, and you also have goals for the business. Now, your position, we know that in terms of position, you need to brand your business. What style? How are you leading people? So you could see the different energy between Pastor Catherine and Elizabeth. People come with different energies. Some would like how Pastor Catherine shared her ideas. Another person would like how Elizabeth shared ideas. On our last summit, we had this lady who, Linda. You know, Linda is so soft-spoken, and then she will speak and stop and allow you to think. And then after that, one of the ladies was saying, how can someone speak like that and still be captivating? Of course, you have to lean into your God-given talent on how you want to lead people. Otherwise, if you try to mimic people just for the sake of it, it won't work. And also brand colors is important, which many of us don't really pay attention to. Now we will come to how to actually market the business. Selling by traditional means, i.e., just using your phone. Sometimes just using your phone can sell your business, or using social media, or using any other digital platforms as well. Then indeed, the last thing will be yield, which is you put your business on autopilot, i.e., when somebody says yes to you for coaching, for example, what do? I know that there are some people, someone will send them money and then they don't know the next step to, start the journey faster and quicker for the person to get their whatever it is that they are paying them for. And also you need to have sales funnels where people are coming in on autopilot, i.e., people are attracted to you by either you have a lead magnet, or you are doing webinars, or you're doing presentations, and you have an email list so that you are in constant conversation with people and getting them to understand your concept. So that is the simple model in a nutshell. Now, there are other things that we add to that. So we have a website, not a website, a membership site where all these videos are. But in addition to that, this one is a course that my daughters did a couple of years ago. Insta influencer course, so that will be in Instagram, how to grow on Instagram, how to grow on Facebook, how to grow, monetize your passion. So as Elizabeth was saying, if you have a passion, what do you do to get it out there into the marketplace? Then indeed, we have video recordings as well. And we'll have a Facebook group. Now, these are videos that are stored, but the other thing I've realized when I've joined membership is that even the videos will be there, but sometimes it's difficult for you to go, or people don't really actively go and look at these resources. But so having me teaching every 2 weeks means that we are going to sit, and if you have your question, you are not waiting for another day, or you are not posting it anywhere, you are there to answer. And it's going to be like a workshop style thing. So when I teach, I'll ask people who are on the Zoom questions. And then after that, it's posted on the membership side for them as well. Lastly is the pricing for it is £1 just for a tester. Excuse me, £1 just for a tester. But of course, the membership is 99.97 per month. Indeed, I mean, there is I wish I had this type of program when I was starting out, because if you ask me, I've spent a lot of money as far as training myself is concerned. But I know that I was doing it for a purpose, and I know that the mission is to help as many women as possible to be able to promote their businesses without further constraints. And indeed, we are here. The vision that we have, the talents that we have that we are going to use, if there are constraints on as to how are we going to articulate this information, how are we going to get into the marketplace or promote it, obviously those are the barriers. And having a community of women who are here to help each other, plus me, I have been in this environment for some time now, plus my daughters. Obviously, this is something that if you are someone who is thinking about actually taking your business to the next level, that you should be considering. So if you have any question, you can put it in the chat. I'm going to unshare now. And the last but not the least is our lady Veronica. So Veronica has an upcoming event. I just want her to share quickly, and then also to talk about the fact that we have worked together for some time now and what has been the benefit for her. Over to you, Veronica. Let me pin you if I can find you, but you can start talking, please, because we have literally crashed the time.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Yay.
Let me first of all say thank you so much, Beatrice, for holding this summit and the benefits we have all gotten, especially today with the two speakers. So I felt like I felt my heart pumping when Elizabeth was talking. And I was thinking, okay. Yeah, she was hitting all the right buttons.
That's
So
good.
thank you so much. So for those who doesn't know me, my name is Veronica. My name is Veronica Kararwa. And I thought you were going to say who I am. So
No,
so
you introduce yourself, and it's on your call, 5-10 minutes, and then we're done. Thank you.
yeah, so yeah, my name is Veronica Kararwa, and what do I do? Also I'm a self-discovery and inner wellness coach, and I help women discover their potential, build their personal confidence and resilience, grow internally, and transcend challenging times with grace, so they can step into their personal power and impact the world. Professionally, I'm a registered mental health nurse and a trained dialectical behavior therapist with 2 decades of experience working with people presenting with complex mental health problems. I'm also a mother of 2 boys and a founder of Kevin Kararwa Leukemia Trust, which is KKLT. And KKLT is a charity that was founded after the death of my son, Kevin, after failing to get a stem cell donor. So as a trust, we educate and encourage people, particularly from the BME communities here in the UK, to register as potential stem cell donors and save lives. So first I met Beatrice. I didn't know Beatrice. And I think we have a charity, and I also wanted to do this side hustle of being a coach. And I needed somebody to do my social marketing. So I really didn't know Beatrice, and I thought, where can I get somebody to help me? And actually I went to Upwork and I saw her advert, and I contacted her, and I contacted several people, but I think Beatrice, Beatrice left, what would I say? She left an impression on me, and then I saw what she's doing. And then the first conversation that we had, we kind of clicked, And I thought, oh, this is somebody I can work with. And of course, I gave her my personal social media, and of course also our charity social media. But what really kind of, when we started working with Beatrice, what really kind of struck me is the ease of what, you know, we would communicate. She would advise me on what to do. And actually she came across like she knew her stuff. She knew what she was talking about. And of course, for us, for those people, for you and me, who want to focus on what you're doing, and this kind of social media thing is something else. You want somebody who is actually telling you how it is, what you need to do, how you could do it. And I think that is what Beatrice hit me on that one, because she was able to tell me what to do. So she started all my handles. She managed that. She managed the content creation, the posting, and really that took a lot of work away from me. A lot of work that I could have taken a lot of my time. And I can tell you that it also gave me time to do my other things, because I think during when she was doing all that, I had time also to be able to write and publish my book. So I always thank Beatrice, because, and then I could see that I was having conversions, like people were getting to know me. I was active. People would tell me, you know, people would respond, and, you know, and really, I really got really excited. So what am I saying? I'm saying that Beatrice knows her stuff. She's very helpful. She's not one of those people who, because I've had a few people to help me with some stuff, and you find some of them very clinical, like they're telling you, what do you want me to do? And then you tell them, and then you can never discuss the nitty-gritty, share your fears or what are your thoughts. But with Beatrice, you can discuss your thoughts, your difficulties, and then she would help you navigate what you are experiencing and the difficulties you're experiencing. And that is exactly what as I say, that is what I saw with Beatrice, and kind of she really helped me with that. And I would really recommend anybody who would want to work with Beatrice to really kind of put her on board, because she'll understand your business, she'll understand what you're doing, and then that is what she'll be putting out there. She'll discuss with you, you will share what your issues are, and then she'll be able to, and that's what I have found her helping me. So I would really live for her, because she is that, she knows her stuff. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Now let's talk about your upcoming program and the challenges that we've been through, and we're here now.
Yeah. So I have an upcoming webinar. As I said, I'm a personal confidence. I empower women to gain confidence. And I think you heard when Elizabeth was talking about people focusing on different, you know, what is in your hands, what has God given you. But what I've realized that with most women, we suffer from lack of confidence. We know what we want. We know deep down that we can do it. We know what is inside of us. We know we want to share it out there. We know we want more and we want success, but some things hold us down. There are those things that hold us down, and we lack confidence in really expressing who we are and what we've got and what we can share in the world. So on 10th of April, I'm holding this personal confidence breakthrough webinar for women who are ready to transform self-esteem, conquer self-doubt, and embrace authenticity. Why? Because the reason that we don't show up the way we need to show up is because we lack self-esteem. Sometimes you have this self-doubt. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. Sometimes you got this negative self-talk that stops us in our tracks when we want to do something. And when I talk about this thing, I tell people, this was me completely, whereby you can do something, you want it, and you can deliver, but something stops you in your tracks. So And it is about going out there and gaining that confidence. And that is what I'll be talking about. And I'll be giving 3 secrets to increasing your confidence. And one of the things that we'll be going through is how to understand and gain tips about how to overcome self-esteem challenges. Number 2, we'll be looking at how about embracing your authenticity and stepping into your personal power that can transform you from the inside out. And also, you'll also gain insight on the practical tools that you can use for building personal confidence. So those are the 3 secrets that I'll be sharing, and plus a lot more. And I think not only will I be teaching, I'll also be learning as I teach from other people, because it will be a group, it will be a community thing where we'll share as women the things that we go through, the things that we struggle with, all of us, because I know all of us, and especially given our background, we have these issues that stops us to become who we were truly supposed to be. So let me stop there. I want Beatrice to share the link so that at least if you're here, you can sign up and register, and I will see you on 10th. And let's support one another, because all of women who are here and who have stayed up to this end, it shows that there is something about you that you want to do, that is inside of you, and that is driving you. And so let us all join together and gain confidence in becoming who we were meant to be. So Beatrice, if you could please share the link.
I have shared already. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
So join me on the 10th of April and come and see and learn how to overcome those challenges. And let's become who we were meant to be. Thank you so much, Beatrice.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so happy to hear you. Yes, so apologies, we have run over time today. Yes, we just need, I will be very mindful tomorrow. But in a nutshell, thank you so much, everyone, for staying, still being here. Wow. 14 of us are still here. That's amazing. So thank you so much to our speakers tonight. Pastor Catherine, thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. God bless you. Thank you, Veronica, really amazing. Talapo is still here. Wow. And tomorrow, Grace is going to be speaking on resilience. I cannot wait to hear this woman. Thank you, Grace. You're still here. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Mary Jane, MJ, Nancy, Richard, Rosamond, and Sandra Kitchen. Thank you, everyone. And so tomorrow, what are we going to do tomorrow? Tomorrow we are speaking, not Veronica again. Grace is speaking on resilience, and I'll be talking with you about proper digital marketing, because at this point I was supposed to speak today, but of course we ran out of time. But I will be speaking more on how to get somebody from social media to actually become a customer, because that is the pivotal thing. And that's the thing that's keeping us from doing working on social media, because if you don't understand how the system works, you post a couple of times and then say it doesn't work. And then obviously you can't find clients, and then you give up on your business and so on and so forth. So if you want to hear that, come tomorrow. Vanessa will be speaking. Vanessa will help you to understand how to get your child to become interested in doing business. And she is also our web design lady. She talks about web design, how to get your web, the components or the things that should be on your website so that you can stand out, and then branding as well. So she is going to be talking tomorrow. And indeed, I can't wait to see all of you tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you. And I shall see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Dalapo. Let me see. Oh, they got splan. Oh, I haven't even stopped the recording.
Well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Veronica.
Well done. It was a good
Let me
idea.
stop the recording.
So you got everything.
Sorry?
You got everything I sent you, so we'll see you
Oh,
tomorrow.
yes. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for testimonial.
Yeah, but it's true. So
God bless you. Yes,
yeah.
I can't wait for your event now.
Yeah. So can you, please share with your
I
share
mean,
with
once
your,
mine is over, yeah.
please share with your contacts and friends.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's my first webinar, so
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
yeah.
Okay, so good
Have
night.
a good night.
Take care. God bless.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Every morning when I wake up, don't worry, my next stop, I can stay here for the